I'm calling in the creator to the CEO who crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. With me, Katrina Julia, as your host, multi-passionate entrepreneur, creator, and CEO who has walked from fear to faith, self-hate to love, corporate to calling, and continues to, with experience in 7+ industries, 7,000+ creators and startups, to creators to Fortune 500 brands, including Google, NBC, Victoria's Secret, and more. If you are ready to create it like never before in faith, wellness, wealth, marketing, business, travel, and more, this is the show for you. If this is your time to have freedom in all forms as you create it like a boss, let's create it. Welcome to my Creator Confessions. Can you believe this is my last confession episode of 2023? From faith to wellness to wealth to marketing to business to travel to community, I share the real talk, and I'm not talking Instagram reel, of the behind the scenes of a creator to a CEO. So, how did you feel about November in 2023 so far? The shifts for me in November led to an increased focus on now, like on this moment now. Who am I being now? How can I create it now? How can I shift it now? Who am I being? How am I showing up now? Who may I help now? I started my month in Bulgaria. I visited Aqua House Spa, which I love in Varna, and celebrated Thanksgiving in Bulgaria with my parents. I continued to feel more shifts internally and externally than I may count. I did a lot of inner child healing, which is also interesting being here. And I'm on the verge of finishing the Inner Child Workbook, which I highly recommend for every human on the planet if you are open to it. You can find it on Amazon, hashtag not sponsored yet. I increased my time working out at Maxi Fit Gym with over 25 weightlifting workouts in the gym, and I reached 22,000 minutes. That's for all of 2023 on the Peloton workout app. My goal for the year was 25 plus thousand, and I will definitely hit it. I'm already nearing about 24,000 as of December 6th. My divine discipline, my phrase for this year, that I am divinely disciplined, stayed stable. My sleep shifted again, reacting to time zones, cold temperatures, and operating on 2-ish time zones. Let me explain. For example, when I was writing this Creator to Confessions, which I share in my newsletter, so you definitely want to subscribe in the link in the show notes. It is 11:24 a.m. in Bulgaria and 4:24 a.m. on East Coast. I sometimes have meetings between 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Bulgaria, which is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. East Coast. So I am focusing on business to business to consumer strategies and the reverse, meaning business to consumer to business, with my priorities and projects. In November, this was mainly one-on-one clients with CMO and CFO work. However, if you continued to tune into the show and or stay on my email list, you know that did not slow me down or change, so to speak, the continued flow of marketing. And a lot of that is because of the tools that I use, the tech, the automation, and the delegation. I continued business to business proposals and opportunities to about 5.7 million, my highest ever this year with the least amount of effort in a month in the pipeline. And now, before you think I'm a millionaire already now, in physically, I'm not yet. Just know that no, I'm not. I have lost millions in proposals this year. In fact, if you haven't yet watched my video on YouTube on how I lost millions of dollars in proposals at Limitless Global Girl. That video is on there, and I think it already has like 2 or 3,000 views. And I'm kind of diverting as we talk through this because I want you to know, as of December 6th, how much I've lost in proposals versus finally winning and getting to the point that I'm winning now proposals to six figures. It's been quite a journey and very, very, very humbling to say the least. And my online courses are not yet to six figures either. So don't think I am, generating 6, 7, 8 figures, well, 7, 8 figures yet, because I'm not there yet. In many ways, I likely am where you are, or maybe, where you want to be next, or maybe where you've been, depending on where what area of your life and business you're in right now. At the same time, I absolutely cast vision. That is another great episode and blog post that I do the beginning of every year that you definitely want to tune in on. But one of the things I do as a creator to CEO is I keep an active dashboard in incredible tools like ClickUp and a scorecard to have the mindset already of a millionaire or a billionaire where I am tracking, I am creating, I am scaling, no different than when I impacted and influenced a business to the tune of over $10 million in 1 year, which I'm going to talk about on an upcoming episode too. And so when I started to shift that mindset, a lot of things started to change in how I showed up, the feelings, and of course the inner and outer work, which I've talked about on previous episodes. So definitely tune into that. So back to dashboards. When I keep dashboards for both personal and business on ClickUp, and that is something I share in our one-on-one programs and in our retreats, which you can check out. So I'm pulling that up right now just to showcase, because I just told you the 5.7 million figure. But what I also want you to know, especially if you haven't tuned into that episode and that video yet, is I've lost over $26 million in proposals this year. So let me repeat that. I've lost over 25 million in proposals. I have not yet reached a million. And what that's taught me, though, is priceless insight and information in how I communicate, who I speak to, who is my person I want to work with. And in the last 2 weeks, I've closed over 2 6-figure deals that will be ongoing business into 2024. So that shows me I've been diligent and aligned and humble, and am now seeing the results and continue to stay positive and create it all throughout the process. And now I'm seeing the fruits of that labor. So wherever you are, I want you to know, like, keep being, embodying, and doing the work externally too on your path to create it. And sometimes that means being more, sometimes that means doing more. And it's, to me, what I've learned more and more and more, it's about aligning. So I won 2 ongoing clients I'm really excited about for flowing from the end of this year into 2024 and looking like they're going to be ongoing indefinite clients, which are amazing. They are CFO slash CMO, so chief financial officer slash CMO type work, chief marketing officer. And they're estimated to be about $200,000 to $250,000 in total for 2024. And of course, things sometimes change. However, it's looking really, really good. One of the clients I've already aligned to, we are already into the 3rd week. Everything's flowing well as it should. Of course, there's things that are popping up that are surprises. There's a lot of value coming up, and that's going to be talked about in one of my upcoming episodes too. And then the second is, so one of the, before I continue the confessions, I want to mention 2 things, actually 3 things. Some of the things as I do my inner work and my beliefs and prayer and reframing neural pathways and things that I speak both internally to myself and that I speak out loud, and I record voice memos on my phone to hear affirmations, to hear prayers in my own voice. There's three things I've been repeating literally most, if not all of the year. One is people love to pay me. Two is people value me and I value people, and I align to people that are high vibe. And three is that I am paid to be me. I am paid to be me. So I want you to think about the things that you say knowingly or unknowingly to yourself about money. And when especially these, and the one more statement that I say, I am paid to create. And so what's interesting about these clients, and I'm paid to learn. I'm paid to learn because I've invested so much money in my lifetime, both my own money, debt, my parents' money, all the above, to learn, whether that was school, whether that was undergrad, whether that was grad school, and then other programs in entrepreneurship and so on and so forth. And I am absolutely a fan. Like, obviously, I ask you to invest, and I'm absolutely a fan to invest. However, what is better than investing? It's being paid to learn, right? So, for example, one of the clients is a bridal company, which I may, with their permission in the future, announce their name and actually have them on the show. So I'm super excited about that. And I've never worked with a bridal company. I've worked with retail. I've worked with Victoria's Secret. I've worked with Forever 21. I've worked with startup, incredible designers like Larissa Page, and doing everything from their business plan to their financials to pitching for investors to scaling them to the next level to launching new skincare lines to meeting with CEOs and generating value of over $10 million in 6 months, like with Victoria's Secret. At the same time, I've never worked with bridal salon. And not only is this incredible team so incredibly aligned and they feel like friends and family, but also I'm learning a ton about bridal business. Like in the last 2 weeks, it's been like incredible what's happening on a supernatural level and divine downloads and the value that I'm bringing, which I'll talk about even more on a future episode, with like impact of potentially 250,000 or more in their first 6 months to a year, with a couple of tweaks that I've recommended on both their cash flow and their profitability. So directly to their EBITDA, which is earning before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization for my non-accountants, my non-CFOs. And the second one, which I'm really also excited about, and hopefully I have them on the show in the future, is a company that operates globally, and they are faith-based, and they have over 7 companies that are generating anywhere from 3 to about $20 million per business. And that's where I aspire to be. So while I'm bringing all this value as CFO slash advisor slash CMO into their businesses, they are also a lot further along than I am right now physically, but it's the vision of what I desire to create. So it's like our creator saying, here you go. You've been saying and speaking and believing in faith that you're being paid to learn. So let me give you this company that you find on this incredible platform. And right away, the controller and I hit it off like incredibly. So just wanted to share a bit about that and what's coming up on the show as I continue to dive into this creator confession segment. So, for a pre-Black Friday, I shared a Black Friday Ultimate Toolkit, which you can find in the link in the show notes for free, on emails, the show, the blog, and social. So you can definitely go check out those previous episodes if you haven't yet, that lead into my CMO experience. I created a Creators to CEO Masterclass and a workbook that was released. The masterclass was released last month, and the workbook is done. I simply need to align all the offers and or delegate that in Kajabi, which is an all-in-one marketing platform I use. For Black Friday, I did a Bali blowout for the New Year, New You with a buy one, refer one, get 50% off your retreat, and your buy three, refer three, get your retreat free. So if you are a female creator to CEO and maybe you and your team are looking to get away in 2024 to really not only connect and create community, but to also create your business plan and or your financials and your marketing plan and have adventure with like-minded women in a community along the way, then definitely check out the retreats in the link in the show notes, the community. For Cyber Monday, I shared a 7 ways to make 7K bundle for 50% off, and I renamed it Creator to Cash because from a branding perspective, a lot of what I'm creating is going to align to that so beautifully. And with the $1 billion creator economy that's setting up Create It, on a whole new level and will help us dominate, so to speak, on SEO because of all the creator names that are coming. And that's the first of many. So stay tuned because it is just getting good on the horizon of 2024. This is the most aligned and actionable I have felt with purpose, people, and profits during the holidays ever. At the same time, I experienced in November power outages and colder weather than I imagined. I don't know why I thought Varna would be warmish this time of year. Maybe it's because I was here in 2019 for Christmas and it was much warmer than it is right now. Now, granted, it isn't New York City. It isn't Connecticut for East Coast people. It isn't London. It isn't Austria. However, it isn't Mexico either. And I don't know about you, but I much rather run around in a bathing suit and a sarong on a beach bike through the streets of a beach town like I was in Playa recently, or Merida, Mexico, which you can also find on the blog and on the show, and in Tulum for 3 months in 2021, or Bacalar for 2 months in 2021, or other incredible Central American and South American destinations like Colombia, like Honduras, like Guatemala, then I would being in winter weather or a snow bunny. Like, okay, if I'm in a cabin and I have a jacuzzi and I'm learning how to ski better than I know now, like I'm a bunny slope girl versus I'm a advanced certified scuba diver, so that should tell you. Um, but I'm open to that possibility. If the cabin is there, it's heated, there's no issues with power. I'm learning how to snowboard and or ski, and I'm bundled up. Okay. So, my divine discipline, my phrase, I am divinely disciplined for 2023 is definitely seeking newness in now in November. So, I'm curious for you, like what came up in November, how you shifted, and definitely leave a review on the show and I will shout you out. We have over 50 5-star plus reviews, and that helps others learn about the show, which I've renamed to creators to CEOs, create it like a boss. And also, if you tag me on social at Katrina Julia Fit at Fit Life Creation, I will also reshare and you're entered into our monthly giveaway to create it monthly. So, spiritually, I stayed stable in Bible reading and listened to prayers in my own voice. I finished Secret of the Anointing by Apostle Catherine and Cultivating Character by Jim Rohn. I completed 2 5-day challenges with Reagan Hillier on vision and manifesting, and I increased my morning and my night routines. Physically, I reached 22,000 minutes of workouts in November. I increased my workouts by 5 to 6 days to 25 plus times weightlifting. I joined Maxi Fit Gym in Varna. I took 2 blood tests to assess health and hormones. And I maintained daily action with Herbalife, the #1 global nutritional brand in the world, which helped me lose over 55 pounds 7 plus years ago and keep it off and compete. All of our online and live paid experiences include Herbalife nutrition, as well as other elements of health, wealth, business, and travel in our online and live experiences. And you can also see a lot about Herbalife and recipes and so much more on the blog and show. Financially, I increased focusing on new and now. I outlined my 2024 plan using a template from Tanya Schultz. I increased prayers, EFT, hypnosis, and breathwork and stayed consistent and focus on believing I am worthy and receiving despite challenging external circumstances and staying stable. I increased impact and influence on business to business to consumer with proposals, investors, and launches. I increased online and live events for November, December into January on platforms and automating those so that they're one and done, and scaled speaker and influencer management and social media outreach 10x with a couple of new tools. I'll mention those in a bit. I received the 2 new incredible clients I mentioned for ongoing retainer work as the CFO/CMO. I hosted a masterclass on Creator to CEO Launch Like a Boss, created the workbook, created 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days workbook, and the one-on-one Creator to CEO session I created as of December 6th, which you can also find in the link in the show notes. My digital marketing actually decreased to 25 emails. So I decreased some of those with 30% plus open rates on average. Reached 28,806 downloads on the show. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Recorded 21 plus episodes, 30 plus Instagram reels, 25 plus shorts, and more. I'm focusing on increasing influence and impact and income while being more of me and doing less. So let me repeat that. I'm being more of me while doing less. And that means both decreasing tasks I do myself, like I did no blogs in November, as well as increasing automating. I implemented Opus Clip and repurpose.io in November, and increasing delegation by priorities in November and beyond again. And like Bugs Bunny said, bleep, 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 bleep. That's not all, folks. It's about being a human being. Mentally to playfully, I increased feeding my soul with prayer, journaling, EFT. I'm finding breath work to be very, very aligned. Like I feel like it's aligning so well, like spiritually and mentally and practically and physically, like just different healing and different things I'm releasing that have been within me. And or that maybe I hadn't fully healed from as far as with my body. Gym time, the spa day, and walks. I did a powerful exercise and increased my intention and focus around vision, healing, release, clutter, alignment, values, focus, and discipline. I spent a lot of time with my parents this month, more than I have in years, because the last time I was in with them last year, we spent about a week or 2 together in Portugal. You can find my top 10 Portugal guide on the blog and on the show, and about 2 to 3 weeks in Bulgaria, and then about a week in Turkey before I came back to the US, versus now I've been here since about mid-October. And between the cold weather and me not really desiring to do things in the cold weather, we've definitely spent a lot of time together. At the same time, I have my own little casita. So I'm really, really, really grateful on every front, and to have them here and to be with them, and more hugs and lots of playtime with their dog Benji. Oh my God, Benji like has my heart. Benji's like a second brother to me. I love you, Alex, still my brother, my human brother. But Benji is absolutely like my brother. Between uh he jumps up to give me hugs and like lets me cradle him like a baby, limitless belly rubs, limitless playing with the ball and climbing under the couch for him to get the balls that he traps under there by accident, and he'll like just look at me and like hypnotize me to get his balls. Oh my God, so precious. You'll see him on my Instagram coming up and probably on my email subscriber list, so definitely subscribe. I spent some time co-working at 2 cafes in Varna this month. Prirodna Vida, Prirodna Živa, I think. I'm probably butchering the name. So I speak Bulgarian very little. I understand a lot more than I speak, and a lot of that is as a byproduct of not spending so much time practicing Bulgarian. And it's really challenging compared to like English or compared to Latin languages like Spanish or Italian or French. It's based on the Cyrillic alphabet. So I don't read in Bulgarian at all. The pronunciation is so different than it's the closest I would say to Russian or Ukrainian. It's very different than Polish, which is like my third language. So it's been quite interesting. And then the second one was something hub. It was right next to there. It was close. It's close to one of the churches in the center of town. I'll probably update my one day in Varna guide or do a showcase before, I would probably say 2024, just because my content for the blog and show is already lined up, but miracles do happen. So it may be updated in 2023. So I immersed myself in learning with communities, including Epic Fab Girl, EFT with Cassandra Bodzak, Reagan Hillier, Marissa Peer with hypnosis, and a lot of the release and focusing on your inner thoughts. I'm a huge proponent of Romans 12:2, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I realign to the creator and I, ask and seek things that are aligned, that I feel complete 100% confirmation and that there's no conflict for me. Samantha Skelly with Breathwork, and then Social Curator and B School. I increased my alignment and clarity to be and become with ease, flow, and grace, and to overflow with love, abundance, and freedom. I invested in the Wealthy Woman bundle. That was the one thing I did invest in Black Friday for myself and for the business. And it's over 20 plus. I mean, the value is ridiculous. It was like easily over, I think, $10,000 worth of courses for $85. And I emailed them right away because right away I saw like, number one, the value. So I gave them like a mini testimonial. So shout out to Manu with at Your Social team for sharing that. I'm loving the Cash Flow Confidential course with Jamie C. I'm on module, I think 2 or 3. And I emailed them on the testimonial and I emailed them to be a future creator and CEO that's part of their bundles. So they, I think Bianca or Blanca responded to me right away. And in November, I completed the time tracking course with Jessica and decreased my doing. I completed modules 1 and 2 with Cashflow Confidential and increased my awareness and allowing with my value, my story, and my gifts with Jamie. I created my outline for 2024 learning, AKA my curriculum with communities, courses, and creators. And I'm definitely craving more of online and live communities. So I'm both creating more in that sense with that intention. And speaking of, if you haven't yet joined my free segment of the Creator to CEO community on Circles with Kajabi, definitely click the link in the show notes. It's packed with ways to connect. It's packed with challenges and so much more for you to preview for free. I increased focus on time tracking. My faith, focus, and feeling were both new and now in November. So there you have it on the Creator Confessions. Stay tuned for the next episode where I talk about my snapshot to create it. And as always, remember, create, transform, and inspire because you are born to. Chats on faith, wellness, money, marketing, business, and travel so you create a life and business you already. Head on over to the blog, the podcast, and the freebies to jumpstart your transformation. If you're ready to dive into the online courses, the live events, or the retreat, and if you want to create with our community on an even deeper level, definitely check out our internships, our influencer collaborations, management, and brand engagement. Let's create it.